What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Craig the Mac, and we back. All right, so today's video is going to be another one of those off the cuff videos where I just sit down and have a chat with you guys. Still busy trying to get this college work done and get this house squared away and settled in. So suffice it to say that I'm just out here grinding. So I'm gonna get these in for you. So today's topic: when losing weight, when your goal is to lose weight, should you track your calories or your macronutrients, right? So before we get started, let me preface with this, right? This is my professional, however unlicensed opinion, okay? So if you guys want to argue and debate, please, by all means, we can get it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. But let's get a basic understanding of each, right? So when you break food down at its core essence, food as a whole is simply energy, okay? So calories are a unit of measure for that energy, right? That's why if you look at a piece of meat, there's X amount of calories in so many grams or ounces of that meat. Or if you look at butter, there's so many calories in a spat of butter, whatever the case, right? So calories is just an overall measure of that energy, okay? So in order for you yourself to lose weight, it's a simple math equation, right? It is calories in versus calories out. That's it. So as long as you are burning more calories than you consume, then you'll lose weight, right? So that's the calorie side of the house, right? On the macronutrient side of the house, you've got the big three. You've got proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, right? So 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrates is 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, right? So once again, when you get down to the simple equation, calories in versus calories out, that holds true. However, not all calories react the same in the body, right? So yes, it is energy, but the big three have their independent functions in the body. So your protein is your amino acids, that's your building blocks, that's how you put yourself back together. Your carbohydrates is your body's source of fuel for energy, right? And fats aid in you feeling satisfied and your hormone regulation and a bunch of other stuff that a lot of people don't realize. But in my opinion, I believe you need an adequate balance of all three, especially when you're in a deficit, meaning that you're burning more than you're putting in. I believe that the right ratio is paramount. So, when people ask, which one do you count? Do you count calories? Do you count macros? Me personally, I count macros for that reason. In theory, if you were to put yourself, let's just say in calories, for example, if you were to put yourself in a 500 calorie deficit, then in theory, if you did that 500 calories over 7 days, is 3,500 calories. That's a pound, right? But what is your source of calories, right? I mean, you could, as long as you're in that deficit, you're going to lose weight. But how are you going to feel, right? Like, are your 1,500 calories coming from pizza? Or is it an adequate balance of chicken breast, rice, broccoli, very nutrient-dense foods, okay? Now, I'm not saying that I eat like a bro or extremely clean, because for one of my snacks, I have a Snicker bar and a protein shake. That's just my little treat for the day, if you will. But in theory, both work. It depends on what you yourself would rather count. So let's say, as an example, you're like, you know what? Big fella's got a good point. I'm gonna keep it a thou wow with you. I'm just going to do these macros to make sure I'm hitting every bang, bang, boom, getting everything that I need to put myself back together, right, correctly, like to make sure that your foundation is solid. Because a lot of people don't know this, but it takes only 35 days for your body to replace all of its cells, right? So, you know, within that time, you want to make sure you're putting yourself back together with, you know, good, strong, solid foundation, you know, not just styrofoam or trash. So let's say you start out, you're like, you know what, I'm tracking these macros, I'm doing great, feeling good, you know, hitting the numbers, and you're losing weight, you're doing great. But you're like, you know what, my friends gave me a call, it's the weekend, they want to go out, and you know, life's too short, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna have a good time. In theory, as long as you are still in a caloric deficit. So if you went out and y'all went to Buffalo Wild Wings and you tried to measure up your food and it still came out to 1,500 calories, I believe, and this is my opinion, of course, that you still hit your goal, right, of being in that caloric deficit, to make sure that you're burning more than you're taking in. So, you know, some days if I decide to have a cheat day or something, you know, I'll make sure that I hit my protein for the day, and I'll make sure my carbs come from, free stuff like green leafy vegetables, maybe some green beans or something, to try and save those up for when it's time to go and have sushi or, you know, something along those lines, you know. So excuse me, at the end of the day, guys, it comes down in essence to whatever it is that you feel most capable of tracking consistently, right? Because you got to know what you're putting in your body. I mean, this comes down to, you know, you are what you eat, no more, no less. So if you're one of the people that say, hey, as long as I'm, you know, under my calories, I'm going to lose weight, I'm with you. I feel you. I'm right there with you. You're going to lose weight, absolutely. But just understand that there's an importance behind counting your macros, right? And that's why people use the whole if it fits your macros concept, you know, like, hey, I can have a slice of pizza as long as it fits, right? Just keep in mind, you know, the cleaner sources of food really help you feel better as a person. Like, if you want to operate like your name is freaking Optimus Prime, then you want to make sure you're getting good, clean, holistic, nutrient dense, unprocessed foods, you know. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Shouts out to one of my homeboys, man, that actually from my hometown that I work with now. It's kind of crazy. Oh, what's up, man? I see you, big fella. I appreciate the support, man. We out here, man. If you guys got any questions or comments, or if you want to just, you know, tell me I'm silly or I'm crazy or whatever, then, you know, meet me in the comments. We'll duke it out, all right? Hope you guys have a wonderful day, a beautiful day out here in nature. Y'all stay tuned for the next one, man. We're going to keep cranking out. All right, I love y'all, and we'll see you. Peace.